There's so much happening on Xbox this summer. We're getting grounded again, taking a trip to the old country, and teaching some old snakes new tricks. Plus, things have gotten seriously meta. So here's a nice thorough look at everything Xboxy that's happening in July and August. I'm going to start off by making you all feel really silly, because I bet you all thought, oh, they're just going to announce 2 new Xbox devices this year, the Xbox ROG Ally and the Xbox ROG Ally X. No, there's 3, and technically this one snuck in at the end of June, but it's just too big for me to ignore, so let's talk about the release of the Meta Quest 3S Xbox Edition. In fact, here's a little look at it. But just to cover what the Meta Quest is exactly, well, let's say you fancy playing on a ludicrously large screen, but you don't want to place an entire living room wall with a TV like Barney Stinson did. Well, this VR headset is the way to go. It can conjure up a virtual screen for you to play on in a variety of sizes, and not only is it fully Game Pass compatible, but the Xbox Edition actually comes with a special edition colorway, very sleek, and also an ultra limited edition controller and a 3-month Game Pass Ultimate subscription too. Plus a special edition wireless controller and an elite strap for keeping the whole thing safely strapped to your noggin. Clever. Let's talk about some games now. There are few sweeter words in the English language than Mech Fight, and few games that give you as many ways to mech or as many ways to fight as Mecha Break. Arriving on July 2nd, this third-person multiplayer game gives players a huge range of customization options, allowing them to fine-tune everything from their mech's loadout to their pilot's appearance. So if you've always dreamed of ginger hair and laser swords, you're sorted. Once you're done tinkering, you'll have to decide whether you fancy an intense 3v3 deathmatch, a 6v6 hero shooter experience, or a little bit of PvPvE extraction action. Whatever you choose, you'll still be piloting a sweet mech, so there's really no wrong answer there. And football season is also upon us, but not just regular football. No, the one with helmets and touchdowns and sometimes Beyonce. EA Sport College Football 26 arrives on July 10th, and Madden NFL 26 will be charging on in right after it on August 14th. So there's lots to enjoy for American football fans this summer. Madden 26 is actually using a new form of machine learning to harvest the data from almost a decade of real-life NFL action to deliver even more realistic gameplay, including new player-specific traits and authentic play styles. And then College Football 26 isn't slacking off either, with 2,700 new plays for players to experiment with. Oh, talk about giving it the old college try. Oh wait, tries a rugby. Never mind. Oh, let's just keep the sports theme going with one that I'm especially excited for, because Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 lands day 1 on Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass on July 11th. This pair of beloved skater games have both been recreated so that the player can ride around all the classic maps, plus a few new ones in stunning 4K. And the intuitive controls from Pro Skater 1 and 2, they've just been carried over, making this an ideal starting point for newcomers, while the addition of new challenges and a new Game Plus mode means that even those who've been grinding through these games since 2001 will have their skills tested. By the way, there is a demo available for it right now, so if you're watching this before the game's actually launched, give it a go. You can skate around on College and even Foundry as both Tony Hawk and Heisa Real. Or if you pre-ordered the Digital Deluxe Edition, you can even try out the Doomslayer quality. Pro Skater 3 and 4 also supports Xbox Play Anywhere, so you can grind seamlessly between console, PC, and cloud with all your progress while only needing to buy the game once. Play that special trick noise again. Oh, so good. Right, whether you're a massive Eden Zero fan or you don't know it from Adam Zero, I'll pause for laughter now. Yep, this anime actioner is well worth checking out. It features 8 playable characters from the series, each with their own distinctive fighting style, plus literally hundreds of pieces of equipment to change their appearance and performance with. It's also rich with quests, recreating storylines from the manga and adding in some of its own, just to keep things nice and fresh. And if you're a try before you buy sort, then you can check out Eden Zero's free demo right now, with all your progress carrying over into the full game when it arrives on July 15th. Ready or Not is a great place to swat up on your tactical shooting skills. This intense FPS has you heading up your very own tactical unit and taking down all sorts of wrongdoers, taking advantage of a huge range of weapons and tools as you do. But honestly, all the beanbag shotguns and fiber scopes in the world won't help you if you don't plan out each operation carefully and keep your wits about you. Your targets aren't above playing dead or taking human shields, so you're gonna have to be prepared to make split-second decisions if you want to get the job done. And whether you're ready or not, it's going to be available on July 15th. Yeah, see what I did there? Clever. Okay, a game that is sure to soothe your soul and fry your brain. Monument Valley 3 sails in on July 22nd. Now, on the one hand, it takes players on a seafaring voyage across a colourful world that's brought to life by the game's gorgeous minimalist art style. But on the other hand, it is filled with maddeningly brilliant puzzles, all of which are designed to push the limits of your imagination and mess with your perspective. So if you love games like Superliminal, yeah, check this one out. So if you're game to have your brain tickled, then Monument Valley 3 should definitely be your next destination, with a whole bunch of additional content planned post-launch, all of which will be totally free. Yeah, even I can figure out that that's a good thing. Crime doesn't pay, but space crime, that can be incredibly lucrative. At least that's what Wildgate tells us anyway. Arriving on July 22nd, this multiplayer FPS has players fighting for possession of a precious artifact. But there's more than one way to skin a space cat, so you can jump into battle directly, you could try to lure your enemies into a trap, or you could sneak aboard and sabotage their ship. The maps are all procedurally generated and the action is non-stop, so you'll really never know what's coming next, and you'll never have to, because 2 matches are never the same in Wildgate. Chang Fallen Feathers is not the only day 1 Game Pass release on the way this month in July, but it is the only one that stars an amnesiac pirate warrior. Unless I'm forgetting something? This Souls-like action RPG takes players to a dark fantasy world, one of Jeff Keighley's favourites I've heard, inspired by Ming Dynasty China and ravaged by a feathering disease that eventually just drives people to madness, which actually turns out to have more of an upside than you might think. As your character's madness gauge increases, you'll both take and deal more damage, while also gaining access to new moves and spawning a nasty little demon when you die, who you'll have to defeat if you want your stuff back. Chang Fallen Feathers is just full of clever mechanics like this that help to switch up the Souls-like genre, and it's going to be out on July 24th. You know, Killing Floor 3's vision of the future is pretty rough. I mean, what with all the evil mega corporation running the world with an army of loyal mecha zombies and all that. On the other hand, these things sure are fun to shoot. The latest entry in this epic co-op shooter series gives players a whole load of fun tools to keep the Zeds in line with, from brass knuckles and boxing gloves to scythes and samurai swords, blunderbusses, pipe bombs, miniguns, mini-nukes, flamethrowers, microwave rays, railguns, so much more. With all that firepower and the option for 6-player co-op, Killing Floor 3 is basically guaranteed to be an absolute blast. Now, with the way that they keep churning out top-tier games, Obsidian must be making other developers feel about 6 inches tall, which, funnily enough, brings us to the second of their 3 2025 releases, Grounded 2. Arriving somehow on July 29th, this shrinky-dink survival sequel will take players to a massive new map that is 3 times the size of the original game's yard, which will mean a lot more legwork, but luckily we're going to have some help in that department with the addition of rideable mounts. Yes, finally. The best part is they're called buggies. Oh, brilliant. Just like the first game though, Grounded 2 will be coming day 1 to Game Pass in game preview form, meaning you can expect to see it grow and grow and grow and grow from that point on. And hopefully the teens get to grow as well. They deserve a good life. If you're looking for a game full of characters that are little, but maybe not that little, well, Tales of the Shire might be more your speed. This cozy life sim gives players a hobbit hole to call home, decorating it in their own unique hobbity style, and then inviting the neighbours over for a nice home-cooked breakfast. And then another one. Cook, fish, garden, and generally live your best life as you immerse yourself in the Shire, its seasonal surprises and gentle routines. Tales of the Shire is set to arrive neither late nor early, but precisely when it means to, on July 29th. Right, insert the Predator handshake memes here. Yeah, nice, because the team behind Blasphemous have locked arms with the Ninja Gaiden series to deliver some hardcore side-scrolling action. Set for release on July 31st, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound takes the franchise back to its roots as players slice, dice, and somersault in old school 8-bit style. Just don't mistake this for a backstep, no, because the combat here is going to be every bit as rich and skill-based as the 3D Ninja Gaiden games, and every bit as bloody too. And don't forget, there's a whole lot more hacking and slashing to be done on October 21st. I know we're jumping ahead, but I really got to talk to you about this, because Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming straight to Game Pass, so make sure you subscribe for all the latest on that one too. Alright then, on to August now, and here in Mafia The Old Country, we have a particular way of doing things. The new entry in this sprawling gangster series takes us back to 1900 Sicily, where a young man named Enzo finds the prospect of a career in the mob to be an offer that he just can't refuse. Cue a blockbusting story filled with betrayal, sacrifice, and well-dressed men doing terrible things. Oh, God. Mafia The Old Country really is a playable mob movie with stunning visuals and slick action that combines stealthy gameplay with punchy, period-accurate gunplay. So if that's an offer you can't refuse, it'll be out on August 8th. And we're going to have plenty more to come on Mafia, so be sure to subscribe to get it right in your sub feed as it happens. The original hero of Dying Light is back, and it turns out 5 years of cruel experimentation hasn't dimmed his passion for parkour or melee combat one little bit. However, those experiments have left him with some interesting side effects for Dying Light the Beast players to get to grips with. And you know, since you're effectively half monster now, you're going to be able to brutalize your enemies in all new ways. Just don't lose too much of your humanity, because the alliances you form will be vital to your survival. And if you're feeling especially friendly when Dying Light the Beast arrives on August 22nd, you can even play the whole thing in 4-player co-op. We hit right bumper at just the right moment, and now Gears of War has been perfectly reloaded. Coming straight to Game Pass and as a free upgrade for owners of the Ultimate Edition, Gears of War Reloaded takes this classic cover shooter to new heights with crisp 4K visuals and full cross-platform multiplayer, allowing a whole new crowd of players to enjoy one of the all-time great action games. And you know, the rest of us just get to enjoy it all over again. August 26th is the date to remember for Gears of War Reloaded, and don't forget, we've also got the new prequel Gears of War E-Day on the way too. Nakey Snake will be slithering back onto our screens on August 28th in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. And this is a total rehaul of the classic jungle set stealth adventure. Unreal Engine 5 is going to provide stunning new visuals, while the immersive 3D audio might just save your life if you hear an enemy coming and can make it under a cardboard box in time. Why are there so many cardboard boxes in the jungle, by the way? What's going on there? Anyway, Metal Gear Solid Delta also features both the original controls and a reworked, more modern setup, if you respect yourself, as well as an all-new multiplayer mode called Fox Hunt. Oh, and modes where you bomb the men from Bomberman, because why not? It's a good time to be a two-dimensional ninja with Shinobi Art of Vengeance also on the way on August 29th. Play as the legendary shinobi Joe Misashi, who is probably the only shinobi named Joe, and use all of the ninjutsu arts to take down your foes. The game's distinctive hand-drawn visuals make it look absolutely beautiful. And since it's the Streets of Rage 4 team handling the action, you can bet that it plays just as good as it looks. Right, how about a few games that are getting some new content, starting with one that made a surprise splash last month, Still Wakes the Deep's new DLC expansion, Siren's Rest. You're going to be diving deep beneath the waves this time around to explore a mysterious wreckage, search for answers, and try not to become part of the mystery while you're down there, yeah? Bex played it on stream and had a really great spooky time with it, so why don't you do the same? Then a new saga begins in Destiny 2 on July 15th with an expansion called The Edge of Fate. Players are going to be jetting off to a planetoid called the Reef to try and figure out what happened to the humans that used to be there. Something good and pleasant, I bet. Yeah. Season 17 of Sea of Thieves will also be welcoming players into the smuggling industry this August, introducing a whole new faction along with some barrels that you'll want to handle very, very carefully. No, not like that! Okay, we're fine. Well, what's the release that you just can't wait for? Why don't you hit the comments to let us know, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!